Search crews are looking for survivors after a 4th of July storm crushed parts of Texas. At least 24 people are dead, with dozens more missing, including children from a Christian girls' summer camp after the state was hit with flash floods. Let's go live now to Kerrville, Texas, and that's where our correspondent Jaeson Jones joins us with the very latest. Jaeson, a devastating story. What do you have for us?
Tom, it's good to be with you, and you're exactly right. I think you really articulated this well. I'm in downtown Kerrville, Texas. Behind me, you can see where the river came up here. The damage is some of the worst I've ever seen, and I've spent a lot of time here in this town. You talk about beautiful hill country Texas. Kerrville, Texas is well known for that. I was talking to one of the locals here who's lived here her entire life. She said she's never seen this level of devastation in this little town. Not only that the water levels got almost underneath the main bridge here in town. They've never seen it. And you can see behind me where the flash came up in the water and then receded back down. But yesterday, the state of Texas, Governor Abbott, along with Lieutenant Dan Patrick, and all of the state operations center were activated. Now, last night they briefed the American people on what was taking place here. But something that I just want to kind of really iterate is that in a matter of minutes, this thing went in 3 minutes, it went to 10 foot in this flash flood. From there, within 45 minutes, 26 foot high of flash flood waters coming through this area. That's just to give you an example. Now, as the State Operations Center activated, they work with the local centers here in the local community, and then they started trying to get in aircraft here. One of the challenges they had, Tom, was the inclement weather out here. They've just been devastated with constant rains, but those helicopters flew anyway when they were able to. So as of yesterday afternoon, I've got some statistics for you. There were 7 DPS helicopters activated, 5 with hoist capabilities that were overhead here, along with 1 Texas Parks and Wildlife helicopter, 5 Texas National Guard helicopters. They conducted 115 search and rescues using those hoists alone, just with the hoists, and then also rescued everything from pets to children to families. Look, this is devastating out here, what's happened. I'm going to be leaving here shortly going to Hunt, Texas, but I want you to know, Tom, we're those of us who are from Central Texas, we're used to these flash floods. We're well known for it, but this one, make no doubt, this one's on another level. Back to you.
Yeah, as someone who saw firsthand the damage from the tsunami in 2005 in Southeast Asia, the force of the water and the damaging impact of water is extraordinary, and it can happen instantaneously. Jaeson, real quick for me, what do we know at this moment about casualties and the missing?
Yeah, last number. We haven't got an update this morning. It's still early here, but as of last night, 24 deceased. That jumped rapidly from 13 to 24, and then last numbers I heard missing were 20. So I'm sure that's changed overnight. Look, the aircraft operations out here, they're tremendous. I mean, the elite aircraft of the Texas DPS, which I've embedded with, that many times. These guys can operate 24/7. They've got some of the finest night vision and thermal imaging. The problem, though, they've had is just this bad weather and being able to fly in it when they can and can do it safely to get in here and rescue these people.
Jaeson, one last question for you. You talk about the inclement weather. How much rain have they had over these last couple of days that would produce a 26-foot surge that you mentioned that caused all this damage?
Well, Nim Kidd, who is the director for the Texas Department of Emergency Management for the state of Texas, in that briefing last night, he talked about it. There were no forecasts for this level of rainfall. It hit, it just hovered over one area, and then that rain came down, and that caused all of this flash flooding to come down. Now, we're not out of the woods yet. I left Austin, Texas. It rained all the way here. So what does that mean? That means downrange, I would tell you right now, be watching for flash flooding in the Travis County, Hays County areas. I can tell you, listening to the radio as I was coming in, they were talking about it through and through. So we may not be out of the woods in Central Texas just yet, Tom.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.